I wasn't expecting this in our earth science class. It's amazing.
These temperatures are enough to induce melting of the asteroid.
You're learning science, but at the same time, you're learning and incorporate it into a totally different field.
Like you're talking about making a blog.
It has to be in connection with their name.
Can creating a virtual enterprise improve a student's understanding of science?
We had the pressure of learning the material in order to make our business successful.
Perhaps you can come up with ideas concerning enterprise and concerning these remarkable stones.
In virtual enterprise classrooms, students must use their developing scientific knowledge to create a business model for a virtual startup company.
After we do all this exploration, we could actually branch out to that as well.
Because we're just not some company trying to make money. It'll be backed by science.
I've already thought about a pitch that encapsulates everything we could be.
Students develop an idea for a venture, devise their mission and structure, then pitch it to a panel.
How are you going to attract your target market?
There's not a worse feeling than knowing that I'm not prepared.
Make me with those mineral ingredients a mafic rock.
Having the VE element gave you more of a desire to learn.
If you can dream it and you believe it, you can definitely do it. Take you from the ordinary to the extraordinary. You may be wondering how we formed a business.
That's what the elevator pitch is all about. You know, we have to really get in all of the good points in a short amount of time.
At Kingsborough Community College, students in an earth science class create a virtual enterprise by combining business skills with scientific knowledge.
By making our clients the hunters for these meteorites.
Today, students pitch their virtual business for the first time and receive feedback.
But you can't run a tour just for that one person.
They play the role of the bank, pick at our weaknesses, and see if we can defend them well.
When you're presenting a business, you don't get a second chance.
Everybody likes adventure, and that's really what we're offering.
You've got a really nice framework. And now it's the overarching agenda, isn't it? The overarching vision. They're going to give their first pitch of the business to me and probably a few colleagues that will give comments that they can then hopefully take on board and refine, develop, and then start preparing their business plan properly.
It's a loose guideline for what we're actually going to pitch. It shouldn't be scripted. It's just keywords, and then we'll say and use the information that we have to present. The idea behind it is you're in an elevator with a corporate person and you have a few minutes for them to determine whether or not that you can go ahead and get off on the floor with them or you get sent back down. What do you guys think about the pitch?
We have to really get in all of the good points in a short amount of time.
Know what points you want to hit, but don't script it out.
I can say the mission statement first, introduce everyone in the business and kind of how we came about that idea, and then you did the marketing part, so I think that would be our unique approach to selling this experience. David, you can bring in the science part, because who we're pitching to, they may not know the science behind the meteorites or what it is exactly, so it's always good to put that in there, I feel like.
Keep it kind of elementary to some extent, to act like they don't know exactly anything about the market. The pitch was talking to potential investors. I guess getting an outsider's opinion on it would help.
You guys were ready to go?
I think so.
Yeah. Stellar Missions facilitates unique scientific expeditions and engages in domestic and international community outreach. As a CEO, definitely, I did feel pressure in making sure that it did come off well. I feel like this is essential to your business, so you need to make that work. You have to cater to who you're investing to. They're providing you with the funds.
Thank you, Jenna. So what is a meteorite? Meteorites are the building blocks of the universe. They are asteroids that were in rotation on the I wasn't nervous till Jenna passed over the mic. Once that happened, it was like I got lost for words. I kept looking at my paper trying to find myself. We have them on film falling. We have their actual location, which changes up the story, which gives it an extra boost. Because there isn't anything really at stake, we can make mistakes, and that's how you learn.
Thank you, David. You know, according to Travel Market Report, it's essential to diversify your target demographic due to a changing market. I've done some public speaking like this before. The potential profitability for stellar missions is immense. Corporations are looking for out-of-the-box exercises for their employee team building. I spent some time looking up some statistics about demographics and about luxury travel.
We intend to provide a life-changing experience to all in hopes of the overall betterment and unification of planet Earth and those who inhabit it. We urge you to join our missions as we take you from the ordinary to the extraordinary.
What we did today was bring in Professor Kane, who was really strong on the business side, and Professor Bahanu is an organic chemist. When you bring in independent or outside observers, they have a fresh set of questions.
What is the price range of the international luxury trip versus one of these domestic expeditions?
Domestic option would typically be from $500 to $900, depending on location, if you were to go somewhere within the United States. Now, the luxury travel options, depending on the size of the group, this was definitely what I expected. I expected hard-hitting questions, so I was prepared from that standpoint.
I have doubts about a family trip because it would have to be at precise moments, as in summer holidays or Christmas holidays, that the actual meteorite will have to come, right? If you want to attract your family clients, because otherwise they would be in school.
When a meteorite falls, there are thousands upon thousands of samples, and there are certain locales where meteorites continue to pop up.
He's one of those guys that when he speaks, you kind of want to listen to him. I think marketing lends itself to him quite nicely as well. I think he sees kind of what people are interested in and what the angles are that might join up different people.
How are you going to beat out other groups to that meteorite or claim that meteorite?
Once we partner up with Fireball in the Sky, they're the only company out there really trying to triangulate the location of a meteorite and where it falls.
What would I experience? What would be my adventure with you guys?
We would get you together with a group that was also interested, or who bought the expeditions rather, and then from there you guys will receive the video pitch and a brochure of exactly what it'll entail, and you'll have visual aids. There were a lot of hard questions. I did think about what might be asked, but I kind of said to myself, well, did we do this right? It definitely made me second guess myself.
How are you finding experts that know these locations to lead your expedition in so many different countries?
There are plenty of scientific experts on the subject of meteorites, and it's really our place to say who fits the bill the best and who can provide the best experience.
What about maybe local people maybe that you could have any relations with? No?
We would need like a tour guide for the terrain, wherever we're going. Also hospitality arrangements, whether it be food or where they're going to stay. So we're definitely investing in the people that are there and building upon what they already have.
In light of that, do you think it is more likely that you'll really be going to dozens of different locales, or is it more likely that you might choose a few locations to build sort of lasting relationships with the people on the ground there to make it logistically easier, for example?
It's about quality, not quantity, and we want to make this business self-sustaining and last. So definitely, we would definitely depend on certain people in smaller. It's just seeing things from outside the box, because we're inside the box now with all these ideas, so looking at it from a different perspective is really helpful. And it's also thinking about it of how an investor would think.
The beginning part of the pitch was a little bit confusing, and I really got lost between the travel and this online spectrum.
Our vision has been a little stagnant in the past couple weeks because we've just been bouncing ideas off of each other. They just gave us so much more to think about and like so much of a clear depiction of where we need to go and what we need to do.
So when you're a startup company, if you try to take on too much, you're spreading yourself too thin. And you want to be everywhere, but you're going to realize that if you pick maybe one or two countries, as they mentioned, you'll get to know the locale, you'll get to make connections with the community, but then you're also guaranteeing yourself business, because now you don't have to worry about this open-ended, okay, maybe we'll have a trip set up, maybe we won't. Now it's, okay, now we have 10 to 20 people that have shown us interest. Now we just have to see when's the next meteorite that's going to hit, and let's send them. Let's go.
And this is the bit they don't even have to do. That's the bit they don't even have to do. They don't have to wait for it to hit. The media ads have already hit. They're just sitting there waiting to be found.
If you come up with a very special sample, it's going to go around touring the museums around the world. You would build up your company on it, and also it would give you a name and a seriousness as well that goes with it, and you could establish yourself.
I do still feel good about my company. I did second guess it there for a second, but after the question and answer, that helped us focus. So now going back to the drawing board, I don't think that we have to just start completely over. I think it's just we have to build upon what we already have and just make that foundation stronger.
As you move forward, you might want to start tiering your ideas. You know, tier 1, our development stage is going to be this. Then once we've accomplished this, this is the next step we're looking forward to. So now you're letting the investor or the banker know, okay, this is what they're going to be concentrating on, but now I see their vision statement, it's called, you know, where you're going in the future.
I think that'll be really helpful, and that'll put things in a succinct, nice way, so we don't fly off the handle with one idea.
So now what are we going to do? Debrief it with all these ideas and get them all together? Having this first elevator pitch a little bit cold and perhaps a little bit underprepared, that it was going to highlight naturally where the shortcomings were, where the strengths were, and make a really obvious path for what they have to do.
I did okay, but I can see myself actually scripting it out next time instead of leaving it up to freeballing it to some extent.
Some people work better in certain situations, so if you think that's what works for you, then that's fine.
Any business should definitely have that experience, that like first time pitching to like a panel of like people who know what they're talking about. We didn't consider drawing the business into tiers to actually see how our business has developed and how it will develop into stages, so that the investor knows that we're serious and we know what we're doing and what we're moving forward. So that's definitely something to think about for next time, which we didn't even think about at all.
We can work more as a group collectively on each of the parts, so that we know what each other is going to say, and we kind of have feedback from each other. So I think that'll help too.
All our flaws were kind of spotlighted, and now we know where we need to focus on, where we need to grow at.
We have to just fix what we have. We don't have to tear it down. It's just build upon what we have and just make it better.